At the onset, I must welcome you. Good morning, students. Now, you are in class 8. Congratulations. This year, you have taken NCERT book for your English literature. This book is Honey Dew. Before beginning, you take the first chapter. The first chapter is the best Christmas present in the world, written by Michael Marburgo. Students, before begin this chapter, let me ask you a few things. Do you like to receive presents? Yes, all like. But sometimes the present may not be like a material thing, but can be emotions like happiness. This chapter that we will talk about is a war story against the backdrop of Christmas, a war between the British and the Germans in 1914. Now, this chapter talks about two scenarios. The one scenario is the war that happening between Germans and British soldiers on the Christmas Eve. Both the enemies, instead of fighting, they planned to celebrate Christmas, and while celebrating with both soldiers seems very happy, and in heart to heart they thought instead of fighting wars, playing games or competing in sports would be the best possible way to decide who wins and who loses. That happiness was there on Christmas Eve, was the best Christmas present. The second scenario goes to a lady, Connie Macpherson, whose husband Jim Macpherson was a soldier in the same army which was fighting in the war. And Jim, in one of his letters written, and had described the same things about the way they had celebrated the Christmas. And in the same letter, he had written that he will be back on the next Christmas Eve, but he could not come back. He died in the war. Connie loved her husband a lot. For years, she kept the last letter of her husband very close to her heart. But one fine day, her house was burned in a fire, and she was shifted to a nursing home. Now, this particular desk which we speak in the lesson where she was kept the last letter was luckily found by the author. The author read the letter and she planned to return the letter to Connie. She started to searching for her. He came to know Connie is in a particular nursing home. He went there and met her. Connie was very old, and she was not in a stable state of mind. He gave this letter to her. There was sudden glow in her mind and in her eyes. The author explained about the particular desk and how he found that letter. She felt that the author is her own husband, and there was happiness in her heart. This happiness she experienced is like the best Christmas present in the world for her. This was the story of the lesson. Now let us have our reading I'll show you, students, I will show you the view of the chapter, and you can read and understand and learn new vocabulary and meaning, and you can note down in your notebook.
Morpolo. We come to the first part of the chapter. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport. Underline the word spotted it. I will tell you the meanings later while explaining the paragraph. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport, a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. Underline the word oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended. Underline the word clumsily, mended, and scorch marks. Scorch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. Underline the word restore. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work on it on Christmas Eve. The story starts with the beginning scene. That narrator, who had always wished to buy a roll-top desk, has gone to an antique shop to buy one for himself. Now he finds a very old desk which had a roll-top desk. Roll-top desk, you understand, which can be opened up and down. He found this particular desk which was of for less value also, but this particular desk had scorch marks on it. Scorch marks are the burn marks. This word you have already underlined in your book also. And its one leg was clumsily mended. Clumsily means awkwardly, and mended means repaired, which means that this desk was burnt and its one leg was broken. Now narrator thought that if he took this as a challenge, he thought of buying this particular desk because he thought that since it's of less value, he could get more benefit out of it. And he also thought that if he could repair this particular desk, then he can use it for himself. So he gave the money to the shopkeeper and he bought the desk. He kept it in the garage and he started to work on it or repair on it. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. The veneer, underline the word veneer, had lifted almost everywhere. It looked like water damage to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. Underline this phrase, taken their toll. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath, a secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Sellotaped to the top of it was a piece of lined notepaper and written on it in shaky handwriting, Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. Scruples, underline the word scruples. It usually does. Inside the box, there was an envelope. The address read, Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top, December 26, 14. Now when he started to repair this particular desk, he saw that the entire veneer means the sunmica, the layer that is put on the furniture, in other words it's called sunmica also, that veneer was being pulled off. So he started to work on this, and he pulled off the entire veneer from top of the desk. And he also observed that a lot of damage was done due to fire and water. And there's this particular phrase, taken their toll. Taken their toll means it was completely damaged because of the fire and the water. It seemed as if a fire must have occurred in that house, due to which the desk must have got burnt, and to put out that fire, people must have thrown water on it. So both these things had completely damaged the desk. But yes, it was a challenge for the writer to repair it and use it. So he started to repair it. When he started to repair it, he started to dismantle it. He started to break it off in parts. And he found that there was a particular drawer which was stuck fast. Stuck fast means which was tightly inside the desk. He tried to open it, but it could not be opened. So he used a lot of pressure, some power, and he pulled it out of the desk. Inside the drawer, he found a box, and on that box it was written, "Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes." When narrator saw this letter, he was in a dilemma. There were two thoughts going in his mind. One was the curiosity to open that letter, and another was the etiquette to not look at anybody's personal thing. But at the end, in this dilemma, the narrator's curiosity won, and he opened that letter. It was a letter which was written by Jim McPherson to his wife Connie McPherson, and it had an envelope. The envelope had an address of Connie McPherson on it, and he started to read the letter. Part 2.
Students, extra vocabulary and meaning is given here. Write down in your notebook and learn and do reading practice. Have a nice day. Thank you.